Hello everybody and welcome back to Red Devils TV. Now this is United's next fixture against Everton. United are going to Merseyside. It's going to be a good match, I think. I'm very nervous for it as well, to be honest. So yeah, let's just get right into it. Please, before I start the video as well, please remember to like, subscribe, comment and share. And yeah, daily Manchester United content. So yes, I hope you enjoy today's video. So let's get right into it. So Manchester United play Everton, as we know. But United had a very poor performance last night against Ammonia. United won the game, but it was a very poor performance for Manchester United. And with the way Everton have been playing recently, I'm very nervous for this game. Everton have won their last two games and drew their third game previous, which was against Liverpool, which they drew 0-0, which is a good result for Everton, by the way. And it's just getting me worried because I look at Everton now, and obviously with the likes of Dominic Calvert-Lewin being injured, Ben Godfrey, Mason Holgate, that Mina centre-back, I thought I'd be confident for the Everton game. But the way they're playing, they are scoring goals. They're getting jammy wins 100%. But they're playing well as well at the same time. They're grinding out results to what United should be doing or what United are failing to do at the moment. Now, obviously, United aren't really failing to do that actually, so I'll take that back. But I think that after the City loss, so many United fans' heads have dropped, mine included, because all of a sudden I feel like United are failing. And I don't know why. I think that's just because of the embarrassment of what happened at City. It wasn't like the 6-3 result against City was an understatement. That's not how the game sounds. Like, you think that, oh, you know, a lot of goals happened. United must have looked good, but City just looked better. No, United were terrible in that game. How we scored 3 goals past City is beyond me. And I only think that was because Rodri wasn't in the squad for City. God knows what happened in the next derby when Rodri's back in. I don't think we'll even get past and get in their box. But that's based on this current form. But right now, what can I say about Everton? I can't say much because I'm not an Everton fan. But all I know is that what's happening right now. They've won their last 2 games and obviously drew against Liverpool. So their last 3 fixtures, they've picked up 7 points. They have 2 major injuries in Ben Godfrey and Dominic Calvert-Lewin. But they're making do without them. And this is a game for me where I think you need a number 9, a proper number 9, so Ronaldo. So I'm going to do my predicted 11 in a minute. But I think you need a proper centre-forward in a game like this because it's going to be very physical, I think, with Everton. Anthony Gordon, you've got to be careful of. I'm worried about Martinez and Anthony Gordon because Anthony Gordon dives more than Jack Grealish. He's an absolute, like, wuss when it comes to tackles. Anthony Gordon, he just dives like he's an Olympic swimmer. But Martinez, with being him and being a very physical defender, I think that Anthony Gordon will try and benefit from that. So yeah, it depends what side he plays Anthony Gordon on. I know Anthony Gordon has been playing on the left recently, but he's also been playing in the middle. So who knows where he plays? He might even be playing on the right for space. We don't know. I don't know how Everton are going to line up. But I am worried about Anthony Gordon because he's very fast. He can be very dangerous. Yeah, I think that Jordan Pickford is also in very good form at the moment. He came back from injury. Obviously, he didn't play for the National League for England, and he's come back from injury now, and he seems to be doing all right. I mean, obviously, he kept his clean sheet in Everton's last game and only conceded 1 against Southampton. So anyway, yeah, predicted 11. So I think United, you've got to play De Gea, haven't you? I do think De Gea is quite shaky at the moment. I am worried about him. He made 2 mistakes last night. I think the goals were savable. Maybe I'm being a bit harsh when it comes to the first goal against Ammonia, where they were just on the counter-attack and it was free the players and the guy could have passed to anyone. De Gea was just literally a scarecrow. But the second goal I think was savable after United scored their 3rd goal. But when it comes to the likes of De Gea, I think his shot stopping is really lacking at the moment, where he doesn't seem confident whatsoever, especially with his distribution. Distribution has never been De Gea's strong suit, but when it comes to being in a Ten Hag system, You want your goalkeeper to be a great shot stopper and great with distribution. De Gea's got none of that at the moment. And Everton are a different level to Ammonia. So that's why I'm nervous about this game. I'm nervous about every single game at the moment with United, because I think that the formation we're playing is suiting certain players that it shouldn't be. I think that certain players that are supposed to be the leaders are just not leaders whatsoever. I think we're giving players, just because of our high transfer value, we're giving them chances when they should be being dropped. So yeah, like I said, let's just get right into the predicted 11. So like I said, De Gea, obviously I've described how I feel about De Gea. Dalot's got to play because obviously Wan-Bissaka's injured and Brandon Williams isn't registered, and Dalot's been playing well at the moment. I'd play Lindelof because it looks like Varane is still out injured till mid-October, they're saying. Martinez, obviously, the butcher. I would play Luke Shaw, to be honest. Malacia had another shaky game yesterday. That's 2 games in a row now. He didn't look good against City. He didn't look good against Ammonia. So I would play Luke Shaw in this type of game. So, yeah, going to the midfield, I would... Yeah, I'd play Casemiro, McTominay and Eriksen. But I don't think that's going to happen. I don't think that's going to happen at all. But this is my predicted 11, so that's the team that I'd go for. So yeah, I would go for Casemiro and McTominay as the 2 holding defenders, and play Eriksen much higher up, because that's the position I think Eriksen suits best. Right wing, I'd let Anthony play. I think that Anthony, obviously, he's still developing. He's still getting that match fitness, because obviously when he had that strike against Ajax, as well as he's just settling in still. And I think that he's actually had quite a few good games. He scored that good goal against City. So I think that he is improving with each game. I am worried about Anthony because he's got such a high price tag on him. And it's frustrating, because how can you expect an 80 million winger? He's not worth 80 million, he's worth about 40 to 50 max. How can you expect an 80 million winger, do so well in the Premier League in his first season? You're literally expecting him to get like 20 goals and 20 assists in the season. And that's just mind-boggling, because that's what the Mo Salahs are doing, that's what Heung-min Son's doing, and I don't think Anthony's on their level. I think United have made, that's just United's poor negotiation skills. As much as I like Anthony, I think he's a great player, he's the player that I was most excited about when we first signed him, but when it comes to Anthony as a whole, I'm just worried about the Jack Grealishes, where he's very overpriced and doesn't deliver. That's it. Left wing, controversial, I'm going to go for Elanga. Now, he's not played in a while, but I think United need pace against a team like Everton. So, yeah, I just think that Martial and Rashford should stay on the bench and bring them on with around 30 minutes, maybe 40 minutes to go. Because I just think they've been playing better off the bench at the moment, and with them just recovering from an injury, I just wouldn't risk anything, and I'd play Elanga over him. So, centre forward, I'd go for Ronaldo. I think Ronaldo is very clinical at the moment. Well, not clinical, why did I say that? I think Ronaldo just needs that match game. He just needs that match fitness. He needs that match sharpness. And I wouldn't be surprised if Ronaldo scores tomorrow. Like, that frustration he'd be feeling after last night's game, where he obviously didn't score when he had so many opportunities. I think he's the type of player now to be so frustrated and be like, right, I need to step up my game now. I need to improve. I need to work on what I've done wrong. I need to train extra hard to make sure I get in. But yeah, I think Ronaldo would score if he's starting against Everton. Now, obviously, you've heard my starting 11 now. You're probably thinking, where's Bruno and Sancho? Drop them. They have been terrible the last 4 games. Minimum. 4 games minimum they've been terrible for. And yeah, I'd drop him. Bruno's not being a captain. He's just moaning. And again, that Ammonia press conference, I made a reaction to that. He frustrated the life out of me with them comments. And Sancho is... he's just terrible at the moment. I don't know what's up with Sancho. So Ten Hag has dropped the likes of Maguire. He's dropped the likes of Shaw when needed. He's dropped the likes of McTominay last night when we were letting Casemiro play. So do it with your other players as well, Ten Hag. You can't just do it with players that aren't impactful. Like, what's the difference between Harry Maguire and Bruno Fernandes and Sancho at the moment? Their form is poor, so drop them. And if you want to keep your job and you want to keep the fans on side and you want to play your system, I honestly think you'll play better without Sancho and Bruno. Bring them on with like 20 minutes to go. Feel free, you're the manager. But I'm telling you, if we start against Everton with Sancho and Bruno in that squad, we will be in a world of trouble. Because I don't know why we're playing Sancho as a winger. I think he's a number 10, personally. Because in the Premier League, he doesn't have the pace to go toe-to-toe with these fullbacks. Every fullback at every club has a fast fullback. And it seems that Sancho doesn't have the pace to get in behind and do what Rashford does, for example. Like, Rashford is a very one-trick pony, but he's very quick and he can break away from defenders if need be. Sancho can't. He's a system player. He needs everything to be perfect around him, like Van der Beek. I'm going to get onto Van der Beek in a moment as well. But it's just frustrating with Sancho. And Bruno, his passing's poor, his leadership's poor. I just think drop him as well. I think that if you drop them players, it can either go two ways. They can go, right, I need to step up my game. I need to work hard. Bruno needs to be like, I should be playing there. I'm the captain. I should be on that pitch. So work hard and step up your game. Or you could do what other players do, where they just be like, whatever, I'll just get my chance, I'll bring on, I'll do what I want. Like, that's a negative attitude that United fans don't need. And United players shouldn't have. You should be privileged to be wearing that shirt. And I think that the laziness now that I'm seeing from Bruno is starting to piss me off. So at the end of the day, I think that Bruno needs to step up his game. Sancho needs to step up his game. Can I say about McTominay? Not really. I just think he had a poor game against City. Malacia, I think that he's a bit shaky at the moment, so Shaw has to have a very good game. He has to have a very good game on Sunday, because I think Shaw will start. So I think that Shaw has to have a very, very good fucking game. And that's all I can say, really, because Malacia has been a very informed left-back at the moment. But I just think he's been very shaky the last two games. And I think if you drop a player like Malacia, his confidence... I mean, look what he did in pre-season. He was starting in pre-season, and then he didn't start for the Premier League. And you saw how much he was working to get back to that number 1 spot. And I think Shaw's done the same thing. And Shaw did that when Tellez first came in a few seasons ago, when Shaw got one of the... that perfect season Shaw had, where he was one of the world's best fullbacks. So I think that competition at left back is very good, and I think that with Malacia and Shaw, it's a very good competition to have with them two. Finally, I'd say about De Gea. De Gea can't really get dropped because you can't really play Dubravka, can you? And Tom Heaton's just Tom Heaton, isn't he? Tom Heaton's just not a very good goalkeeper, so De Gea can't really get dropped. Maybe he could play Dubravka. I don't know why we've signed him on loan, to be honest. We've not even played him. I thought he'd be playing in Europa League, but clearly not. So, yeah. Thank you for watching today's video. Also, score predictions. If you're going for my team, I'd say United would win 2-0. But if Ten Hag starts Bruno, Sancho, Rashford, etc., doesn't start Ronaldo, doesn't start Casemiro, I think United would be lucky to get a 1-1 draw out of it. So I just think that this game could go either two ways. You could either set up and drop the players that need to be dropped, like you did after Brentford, or you could stay stubborn and play the poor performing players and cost us top 4. Because I made a video talking about why United will make top 4, but these players now are starting to lose the confidence again. And we all know what happened last year when that happened. So yeah, thank you for watching today's video. I really appreciate it. Please remember to like, subscribe, comment and share. Let me know your thoughts on today's video. And yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.